Hello. In fact, it did all start with an idea. Now, it wasn't our idea. We can't take credit for it. It was actually the guy from a local bike shop. He owned the shop and wanted to get some more women into the shop. And so he thought, well, I'll have a weekly women's road cycling ride. The trouble was he needed some women. And I happened to frequent the bike shop, and MJ, she had just started working there. But it wasn't actually the bike shop where we met. It was a race. A little bit unlike this one. We weren't quite on bikes like this, but man, it felt like that. We were at the start line, and I was surrounded by all of these guys, as there usually is with a mountain bike race. And I'm sitting there looking around, and there were a few women around, and then there was a face I hadn't seen before. And sure enough, it was MJ. I get chatting. Okay, it's more me talking. She's listening politely. and sure enough, she's the girl I had heard so much about. 30 seconds later, the race starts, and I never see her again. She was so fast. I couldn't believe it. So fast forward about a week, and we said, okay, we're going to do this women's ride. Now, the night before, we reassured ourselves that even if there's only 5 women there, we will be stoked. So the morning comes, and it's a beautiful, clear, sunny, calm Wellington day. And we ride our bikes down the road together because we lived quite close. And we're riding along. We get to the bike shop. Ooh, yeah. And there we are. And we look around, and sure enough, a woman shows up. We're like, oh, it worked. Great. And one by one, they keep showing up. And so at 8:05, we are surrounded by 23 women. And we look at each other like, what are we going to do with all these ladies? So we started with what we thought was most logical, and we went for a round of names. And we said our name, where we were from, and why on earth we were coming to a ride at 8 a.m. on a Saturday morning. And as we went around, the women said, oh, I really want to train for an event. And others said, I just want to get away from my family. And others, I really want to meet some girls to ride with. And so that's what we did. We rode. We rode our bikes. And so for two months, week after week, we met. And each week, they kept showing up. We had new women. We had old women. It was a huge range of abilities and ages. Until one day, we got this question. Hey, I've heard about this Taupo cycle challenge, and I'm thinking about entering. Can you guys help me train for it? Now, if anyone doesn't know, the Taupo cycle challenge is a 160-kilometer road cycle around Lake Taupo. And so we looked at each other and we're like, oh, I guess we could help. Sure. Luckily, MJ, she did her master's in exercise physiology. So we had a little bit to work with. Plus, she's amazing at endurance events. Has anyone seen her calves? I know. And so we set together this training program, and we gave it to the girls, and we thought, okay, we're going to train together. We're going to do this together. We didn't have a name. We weren't official or anything like that. We were just girls riding our bikes.
So a Taupo training group was formed and programs are being sent out. Preparing for an event, however, takes more than just the training specifics on paper. Women needed pep talks. We went through about 2 to 3 spear tubes per ride, and we soon learned to carry spear snacks because of a lot of women show up without having had breakfast. So a little bit of education was required. We started organising information nights for women to ask questions about the event, what to wear, and how not to wear your undies underneath the bike shorts. We also shared our own limited maintenance skills through maintenance classes with the ladies, and we asked local sports nutrition experts to do sports nutrition seminars for us.
Skills courses. Thanks. We're a team. We're a team. We're allowed to do that.
Thanks. So we'd seen some other women's groups around, but a lot of them only catered for true beginners. And we thought we'd like to also cater for more advanced riders, because once women start to get into it, they progress. They want to go faster, they want to go a bit further. So besides just catering for beginners, we also wanted to cater for more advanced riders. So we made the point of always splitting our weekly rides into different groups of varying abilities. And leading on from that, following our hearts, we thought, let's cater for the mountain bikers as well. After all, that was how we met and where our true passion lies. And in the same line as with the road bikers, we thought we want to cater for all abilities, which was a bit more tricky because with mountain biking, it doesn't come down to just fitness. Skills also plays a huge role with mountain biking. In fact, that much of a role that we thought, let's also organize some skills courses. So women tend to have this self-preservation gene, which is great, but not that helpful when you're trying to conquer a new trail. So we all see these women, they love going uphill and are really in the element and think, oh, this mountain biking is great. And then they get to the top of the downhill and start peeing their pants. We thought this needed to change because downhill is one of the best bits of mountain biking. So we'd seen a lot of women, we'd heard a lot of women go out with their partners and try to conquer these new trails, and with not much success. No, not blaming you guys, but we do find that having a women's only environment, including the instructors, plays a huge role in having women overcome these barriers and get rid of the scariness they associate with mountain biking. Because when women see each other and see that the other woman can do it, she writes down a technical bit, she thinks, oh, if she can do it, I can do it. And it works like that, it's simple. So we were really passionate about providing these non-intimidating environments, but in no way were we qualified to be teaching these courses. Luckily, Ash had done her degree in outdoor education, which is a major, by the way, and that came in very handy. And we also learned a lot through trial and error and experimenting. These ladies were pretty much like guinea pigs. So we were growing fast. Our initial email list had pretty much quadrupled, and this all called for a bit more structure. After all, these ladies were starting to expect things from us. An official group name, a database, an email address. Revolve was born after long nights of brainstorming. And a Facebook page was set up, a website was created, and this time we were the ones attending seminars and education nights about how to raise this baby of ours. Luckily, this self-study paid off, and we managed to establish Revolve as a not-for-profit organization, and we even put a fancy mission and vision into place as part of our constitution. And Revolve's mission is simple. We just want to get more women to enjoy riding their bikes.
And what better way to encourage women to ride bikes than have our very own mountain bike event? I know! So again, we had all these events going around the country that were, yes, they were open to guys and girls, but not a lot of girls showing up. So we said, let's totally rebel and have our own mountain bike event. Like, how hard could it be, surely? So we invented the Women of Dirt. You may notice, oh, this fantastic t-shirt that MJ's rocking. Oh, so yeah, I know. So we thought we were gonna have a women's 6-hour mountain bike event. Now I know that sounds a little bit, ooh, 6 hours of riding, but we decided to have 2 different categories. So women that did wanna be competitive, we would have a 6-hour solo. So that was the Dirt Divas. And then we had the other category, which was the Dirty Girls. So this was the team event. And we said we didn't want to be like other mountain bike events. We wanted to dress up. We wanted to have fun. We wanted to have great names. So the girls designed their tent sites. It was fantastic. It was a great day out. The best bit was the baked goodies. I heard the other day that one of the guys was at an event, and he was, the boyfriend just assisting, and he's looking at his girlfriend, and she's like gnawing on a power bar. And he looks at her and he's like, what are you doing with a power bar? No offense, power bar. But you could have all these great baked goodies here. So that was a huge, huge thing about bringing all the girls together. Now, as you can see, we were getting quite excited. We were doing lots of things. We thought if one event worked, well, let's keep having events. So we decided we would have the Bitchman Babes, a road cycling event. We would do a Go By Bike Day. We would do the Bike and Bike Bit Sale, and we would also bring in the Super V. Now, the Super D stands for Super Downhill. This was getting quite trendy, and we thought, oh yeah, well, let's do a girls' one. We're going to call it Super V. Use your imagination. Now, again, you can see we're getting quite busy, and I should reiterate that this isn't a business. We don't get paid for this. We were just really liking it. And so at the time, we are running 2 weekly rides, road bike, mountain bike. We are running skills courses, maintenance sessions, sending out a weekly email, answering countless emails from women about wondering if they're good enough to come along. And yes, they are. We needed help. So we thought, well, what's one of the easiest things that we can kind of offload? And we thought, oh, well, leading the weekly rides. Surely that'll be an easy thing to offload. So we asked, does anyone want to help lead rides? Oh, yeah, okay. Then we knew there were some girls around. There are a few in the audience right now. And we would say, hey, Bron, I was thinking that maybe you could lead a ride. She was like, me? Who, me? We're like, yeah, of course. And there was this concern from the women that they felt like they weren't good enough. And it was really interesting. It took this kind of headhunting approach to actually get women to realize that they were good enough and that they could help us out. And so we thought, okay, so we've got them. And then they looked at us and they said, but how do we lead a ride? So we said, oh, okay, let's have a training course, and let's do first aid. And so we, again, experimenting a lot of this. We are not qualified in this. And so we're doing all this stuff, and we realized, actually, I think we've now created more work for us. But we thought we can find a solution to that. Let's have a crew. Now, some of you might be part of committees and clubs. Anyone out there? Part of a committee? Oh, yeah. I can see everyone's like, oh, yeah, I am. We didn't want people to feel like that. We wanted people to feel like, hell yeah, I'm part of Revolve crew. So we decided we're going to have potlucks. And so every 6 weeks, there's a group of about 7 of us women, part of the crew, that meet up at each other's house and have a potluck and discuss ways to solve the world's problems. Now, the women in the group, we wanted, again, not like a normal committee, we wanted to actually have specific roles and jobs. All right, I know that sounds a little bit normal, like a treasurer, but a treasurer is a boring name, so we thought, let's call her the Sugar Mama. and then we had other things like the web mistress. Yes, and she sorted out the website. So we had all of this stuff going on, and again, we're still trying to find our way. We really are. We don't quite know what we're doing, but we are in it together. Thanks.
So why were we investing all this time and effort into getting more women to bike? Because we wanted to share this sense of freedom. We wanted to show these ladies how fun it is to jump on a bike. Jumping on a bike opens up a whole new world. Oh. You go places you would have never gone otherwise. You sign up to events you would have deemed impossible before, and you feel more empowered in every aspect of life. Plus, your booty takes shape without you having to try. Now, it's not just about the bike. It's also about meeting new friends, being part of a women's only group, sharing ideas with like-minded people. And you're being part of the social aspect. And, of course, about proudly wearing the Revolve colours.
Whoa.
And for us social creatures, that's all just as important as creating legs of steel. And Revolve is all about the social activities. Besides the weekly rides with picnics and coffee stops, trail digging with chocolate, we have lots of social events going on throughout the year, from movie nights, road trips, Christmas parties, and even the boys are welcome to some of them to show our other halves what the fuss is all about. And having the support from our partners and from the wider community is invaluable. creating strong relationships with local bike stores, auto bike clubs, councils, advocacy groups, auto volunteer groups was really crucial to get Revolve to where it is these days. And Revolve also makes a point of giving back to the community and to the amazing network of trails that we have available in Wellington. And we're even considering building and subsidising our very own trail, which we'll aptly name Lady Lumps.
There you go. Yeah. So as some of you guys might notice, that MJ is expecting a baby, her very own Revolvette. And so this is obviously a new phase for us. She's expecting a baby, and as excited as I am for her, I'm really nervous. Like, this has been our baby, and it's just been so much fun. And so we did promise each other that at the beginning, when we started all of this, that if one of us needs to leave for whatever reason, that was okay, that we could. And we thought that as long as Revolve stays true to her mission of encouraging women to cycle, then it doesn't matter. We've already done it. And, I'm going to miss her.
Yep.
Thanks. So, all right. Now, we've got to make this sustainable. And our vision, our dream, is that Revolve goes international. I know. So, if there's any women out there that are keen to start their very own women's cycling club, we have 5 years of scientific research that we are willing to share for the small price of chocolate chip cookies. So let us know, please. Because it's, and seriously, it's not hard. It's just about having people that are passionate, committed, and really good looking. So maybe a little bit more headhunting is in order, but yeah, it's been fun, and I can't wait for the next step. And
yeah. In the end, to leave something behind that you love is heartbreaking, but to know it's going to be in good hands, it's worth it.
Yeah. Sometimes I guess you just need to hop on and enjoy the ride. Come here. Come on. We have to come out again. Yay. Again.